Hello guys, my name is Alyssa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we are doing a Q&A. I asked you guys on my Instagram to send me questions, and so we're going to answer all your questions. Alright, so I actually got a good amount of questions to answer, so I'm pretty excited. So I'm going to start with like kind of the food related questions. Alright, so the first question I got was, how do you make ground turkey taste good? And this was actually an accident, okay? So I was going to Vegas, I think for the first time, because I did a lot of traveling this year. I think I traveled a total of like 5 times. So yeah, just this year from January to now. But it was an accident. So when traveling, I would bring my tiny little air fryer. It's kind of like a mini one that I can just pack in my suitcase. But anyways, I decided instead of taking chicken, I would take ground turkey, and I hadn't had ground turkey literally the entire prep. The whole prep I had chicken. That was it. So yeah, I took the ground turkey with me, and I didn't have anything else to heat it with. It was just plain turkey cooked on a pan, but I needed to warm it up somehow, so I put it in the air fryer and I overcooked it. I put it in the air fryer too long. I forgot about it. When I took it out, it was so freaking crispy. It was like little like chips. But I tried it and it tasted so good. So yeah, that's my tip. Put in the air fryer at like 400 degrees for like 6 or 7 minutes, just until it gets like brown and golden and crispy. And then I season it with just like plain garlic powder and salt and taco seasoning if I want. But yeah, that is my tip. Tastes so good. Next question was, why should you measure your food in grams rather than ounces? And if I'm being honest, it's exactly the same. It's just personal preference. It depends. For me, it depends what food I'm measuring. If I'm measuring meats, I typically measure it in ounces, just because that's like what's measured on my meal plan, like 3, 4, or 5 ounces. So it's easier for me to measure in ounces. When it comes to like peanut butter, rice, or anything like that, berries, I usually measure in grams. Literally just because it's like measured in grams on my meal plan. But honestly, you can measure it in ounces or grams. Personal preference. My recommendation is whatever on the food label of the food that you're weighing, you just measure in that. Question is, what are your favorite snacks? I don't know why I love this question, but actually I do know why. Because my whole life have been a huge snacker. Like, I've always preferred snacks over meals. I've kind of like adjusted into, eating actual meals, but I'm still a snacker. I'd say let's start with when I was in prep. If you don't already know, I'm in off season right now. But when I was in prep, my options were very limited, let me tell you. But my all-time favorite snack while in prep, it was basically like no calories. It would be cucumbers, and I literally just put vinegar in it, like just distilled white vinegar. If that's too strong for you, the vinegar taste, then you can add a little bit of water to like mellow it out. But I like loved it. I was in love with it. It tasted like my version of salt and vinegar chips, and I would just get a huge freaking bag of it, like a gallon Ziploc bag, dump a bunch of cucumbers in it, put some vinegar, and like I would carry it with me wherever I go, and it was like so good. And you put it in the freezer, so it's like crispy, extra crispy. Now, favorite snacks as of now in off season, probably honestly I have this every day now, is a rice cake and the American Dream nut butter. And if you guys haven't seen my last video, go check that out, because I did a full review on all the flavors that I got from American Dream nut butter, and they're so freaking good, man. Oh my god, I literally have it every single day on a rice cake, and it's freaking phenomenal. So yeah, I would say that. And then also, I recently just tried this out, and it's pretty good. I think I may have found it on TikTok, but it's basically like caramelized bananas. So you chop up a banana, I put Walden Farms maple syrup, but you can put like any sugar-free maple syrup in there in the pan, and then I put the cut bananas in the pan, heat it up for a little bit, kind of caramelizes, gets soft, and it gets a little bit crispy. And I sprinkle cinnamon on it, and then pop it in my plate. And then if you want, I topped it on my baked oats, my baked protein oatmeal. It was so good. I'll put a picture or a video of that here. Yeah, another good one. Also involves bananas, but my coach actually put me onto this because I had it right before my show. But it's just plain banana chips. And when I'm in a pinch and I ran out of bananas, I just like had a serving of that instead. It tastes so good. The sweetness, and it's like a chip, but it's sweet and it tastes like banana. It's like phenomenal, and it's just bananas baked till it's crispy. I don't know what about it, but it tastes really good. Highly recommend. Right, next question is getting a little bit more into the bikini competition area. Still involving food though, but it is what do you eat in a day basically for bikini competition to prepare? So when I was in prep, which is prep is just preparing for competition. You have a competition in sight and you know what competition you're competing in. So yeah, when I was in prep, my foods were very basic. So I cut out gluten, sugar, and mostly I was mostly eating whole foods. So I was still eating peanut butter, protein powder, and Greek yogurt at first. I eventually cut that out. I cut all those out like a week before my show, but yeah, I was that's pretty much the processed foods I could eat. But yeah, it was very clean, very simple, a lot of protein, a lot of meat. And yeah, everyone's diet is going to be completely different, but those are pretty much the basics for everyone who's doing prep is mainly whole foods, no limit the dairy, no gluten for the most part. Some people do gluten, but I didn't do any gluten. But yeah, that's the basics. Everyone's plan is going to be different. Like for me personally, the way my body responded with carbs was actually very good. My body responded very well with the carbs. I think maybe 2 weeks before my show, that's when I cut my carbs lower. But yeah, and then some other people, they respond better with higher fats and lower carbs. So it really just depends on the person. But yeah, personally, I had a little bit higher carbs until right before my show, and lower fats and high protein. It's very similar. It's what do you eat in a day to lose weight, and do I do cardio? And I'm just gonna guess that it's a personal question for me, but honestly, what I eat in a day, it really changes. It changes week to week. Not only it changed when I was in prep week to week, but it also changes now that I'm in reverse diet and I'm actually not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain weight now because I need to put on some gains and grow that booty. But yeah, so when I was in prep, again, my diet changed every week. So just referring back to the last question, I ate mainly whole foods. I ate in a calorie deficit, and everyone's calorie deficit is going to be different for based on your body type, your metabolism, and your energy levels, your type of work that you do. There's so many different factors that play into your calorie deficit. So as long as you're eating in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. But since I was in a bikini comp prep, that is a little bit more targeted and specific. I have more specific goals to achieve as far as my physique and my look. So that's why my diet was stricter, and also my workout. As far as cardio, right now my cardio is slowly decreasing. So it's actually pretty easy right now. I'm doing 4 days a week of cardio, never goes over 30 minutes. Yeah, so my cardio is slowly decreasing, and it'll keep slowly decreasing as I continue on my reverse diet. But when I was in prep, again, it changed every week pretty much. But I started out same, or it was 4 days a week, 20 minutes, I think, when I first started my prep, and I did that for a long time. But then it slowly started increasing as I got closer to show. But again, it depends on your normal activity levels. And if you say, let's say for example, you are doing no cardio at all and you want to start working out and losing weight, your base is going to be no cardio. So it's going to be, when you start doing even a little bit of cardio, like 5-10 minutes of cardio, like 3 or 4 days a week, you're creating a stimulus that your body's not used to. So your body's going to respond to that change. But let's say, for example, your starting point, your base point is you normally do an hour of cardio a day for 6 days a week. That's your base level. So that's where you're going to start, because your body responds to your body's going to respond to the stimulus. So you have to create a change. So that's kind of going to be your base, and it's going to be really hard to, you're not going to be able to increase that stimulus a lot, because it's already a lot of cardio. So yeah, everyone's different, and luckily my starting point was pretty low because I really didn't do much cardio before my prep. This question is a bit controversial for some people, maybe, but it is, how long do waist trainers take to take effect? And to be completely honest, I don't really know the real answer to this. It's probably not going to make a huge difference. Really, the biggest difference is going to be eating in a calorie deficit. Eventually, the fat around your waist will shred. But waist trainers, I'll say it does help a little bit. For me personally, I did notice a change, a little bit of a change. Honestly, it probably brought in my waistline maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch in a matter of 12 weeks, but it's not going to make the biggest difference. And you're probably really only going to see results if you do it consistently every single day for like a few hours. When did you start to feel stage lean? And honestly, I feel like it kind of happened overnight. I would say probably about like 4 weeks out. I think it was like right after I dropped below the 120s, because I don't remember the last time I weighed below 120. Yeah, so I think it was about 4 weeks out, and the biggest change I noticed was I would drink a gallon of water a day and eat all my foods, and I would still have abs at the end of the day, which is all new to me. And also another big thing I noticed was my hip bones would pop out like crazy. Like I would bump into every little crevice and corner with my freaking hip bones, and it would hurt so bad. But yeah, I noticed like me getting really bony in random places, like here and my hips and my elbows, just weird places. Any more competitions? And yes, there are more competitions in the future, many more competitions that I can't even count, because I plan on doing this for a long time. But if you guys haven't seen my first video, I will put it in the description. But yeah, I talk about my future plans, and currently I plan on doing my next show in December, and probably going to do like 1 or 2 local shows before my national show. And I'm already qualified for nationals. But again, watch my first video for more information, because I'm in a recomposition, so I'm recomping my physique and mainly my glutes. I'm trying to grow those glutes. So no competitions for a while, but many more in the future. At least, what is your nutrition like after your competition? So currently I am eating almost double of what I was eating in peak week. So I'm eating a lot more calories. I'm currently 2.5 weeks post-show, and yeah, I'm eating pretty much double my calories now. I reverse dieted into that, so I didn't jump into like double my calories out of the gate, but yeah. And then my carbs are crazy high, like crazy. I'm eating so many carbs, which I'm not mad about at all, because I love my carbs. I'm eating like 260 grams, maybe more, of carbs a day. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. And who knew adding more calories and more carbs would make me feel like the freaking Incredible Hulk in the gym. I'm lifting weights like crazy. My strength is pretty much back to normal, how it was before I started prep. Because obviously throughout my prep, I was slowly starting to eat less. I was slowly starting to get weaker. And by the end of my second show, my back-to-back show, I was like a walking ghost. So yeah, now my strength is pretty much back to normal, and I'm going to start working for PR soon, because I feel freaking phenomenal in the gym, and that is just so motivating. And I'm actually like truly like loving and enjoying my gym time. And yeah, it's freaking fantastic. This Q&A. If you guys have any more comments or questions for me, you can comment down below, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Question I got was, I forgot the damn question. Ow! Oh my god. I hate this.